Do you have any snack to wage your visitors this Easter season? I mean, you gotta wage your visitors. I know it's on Kukoro season, but if they can't come to you, you can drop it at their doorstep. Wage your visitors, or you wage yourself. It's Easter. So today I'm going to show you how to make chin chin. So now let's get started. Now the first thing I'm going to say is that anytime you want to make chin chin, just make sure you weigh your ingredients or measure your ingredients. You can use this using a scale like I'm using now, or you can use it with cup. I'm going to leave the scale measurement and the cup measurement in the description box, so you can follow that same measurement anytime you're making chin chin, and your chin chin will always come out perfect. So for this chin chin recipe, I'm using 2 kg of flour. I'm using all-purpose flour, by the way, and that's the best flour to use for chin chin. So I have 2 kg of all-purpose flour in this bowl. I measured 1500 gram at first and then measured another 500 gram. Now I'm measuring 800 grams of white granulated sugar. Now you can reduce this if you don't like sweet mouth, but trust me, this was perfect. It wasn't too sweet. So this is it, 800 grams. I'm going to now take it off, and then I'll measure the margarine. I'm using margarine, not butter. Margarine gives a better result when it comes to chin chin. So I'm using 500 grams of margarine, and it is softened already. So that is it, 500 grams. So now into the 2 kg of flour, I'll add in the 800 grams of sugar. Then I'll add 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 tablespoon of nutmeg. You guys, nutmeg is of too much importance to be ignored when it comes to chin chin. That is what will give you the classic Nigerian chin chin taste, so don't miss nutmeg. Next, I'll add 2 level teaspoons of baking powder. Please make sure you level it, because by the time you don't level it, the extra on top is another teaspoon. So level it, put it in there and mix everything together. Next, I'll add in the margarine and then mix everything with clean hands until you get a crumb-like texture. I'll show you what it should look like when I get there. Okay. When you get this consistency, you see it's looking like crumbs. When you get this consistency, you know you've arrived. Yes, you've made it in life. So now I'm going to make a well in the middle, and then we'll go and prepare the wet ingredients. So for the wet ingredients, I'll break in 10 eggs into a bowl. Yes, 10 eggs, brother, sister, 10 eggs. This is what will give your chin chin that crunchy but yet soft effect when you're eating the chin chin, not the one that will come and be giving you headache, okay? And as you can see, I'm breaking eggs in a separate bowl before putting it into the main bowl, so that in case you have one bad egg, it's easier to discard instead of throwing the whole bowl of eggs away because of one egg. That's a life lesson. Preach it, sister. So now I'm going to add 1 cup of milk. I use peak milk. I'm going to add 1 cup of milk into the egg, whisk it together, and then pour it into the dry ingredients. And then we're going to mix this goodness together. So first I mix everything in with a spatula, small, one kind, so it doesn't get messy right from the get-go. I mix everything. At a point, I even had to transfer to a wooden spatula because we're working with a pretty hard dough here. So I'll transfer to a wooden spatula, mix it small first before I now go in with my hands. So if at any point your dough is too sticky to work with, feel free to add little amount of flour, little at a time. Trust me, I did not need to add flour to this recipe, but I needed to say this because in my previous chin chin recipe video, you must have seen that video if you're a subscriber from last year. Yeah, in my previous video, chin chin video, some people came for me, oh, why are you adding extra flour if you're following a measurement? Now, there are so many reasons why your chin chin dough will still come out soft, probably because the scale is broken, so many reasons. So if you follow a recipe and the dough still comes out sticky, add flour. Another thing to bear in mind is by the time the dough rests for about 20-30 minutes, everything comes together nicely on its own. So you don't even have to worry if it's a little bit still sticky by the time you're done kneading. So I'm going to keep kneading until everything have come together nicely, and then now we're going to move over to the fun part. The le bouquet job part is done. Sprinkle a bit of flour on your work surface so the dough doesn't stick. Cut out a bit of dough and then knead it again for about 30 seconds until everything comes together nicely, and then we're going to roll it out with a rolling pin and cut it into your desired shape. Now, whoever invented pizza cutter, in fact, shout out to you. This thing makes life so easy. I remember growing up as a child, and then it's time for chin chin. We'll be cutting chin chin with knife, one. In fact, you cut chin chin until chin chin start cutting you. But see how fun this is, guys. You just roll away, roll across, and you're done. This is pure fun. And I enjoyed every single moment, you guys. I was just like a kid playing in the park. This was so much fun for me. So now it's time to fry. I'm going to add some oil into a pan and let it heat up. Once it heats up, I'll test fry it to see if the oil is hot enough before adding in the chin chin. So I'm going to add in the chin chin, leave it for it to fry for like 3-4 minutes before I stir. Please keep an eye on this. This is not the time for Instagram and Facebook because oil can boil over, number one, or your chin chin will burn. So you're going to fry, and once it's brown, once it's golden brown, you take it off. So yes, the chin chin is ready. I'm going to go ahead and fry the rest off camera. And yeah, this was how much I got from 2 kg of flour. This burnt one is for hubby. Hubby likes burnt chin chin, so I made that one for him. So you can see it looking nice and pretty, golden brown but not burnt. So I have gone ahead to spread them out here so they can cool down completely before I put them in my airtight container. You know, save it there or in a ziploc, put it in your cupboard, and when you have visitors, you have something to cheer Hoji or something to wage your visitors. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching to this point. If you watched till this point and you're not yet subscribed, why not join the family? Click on the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell. That way you'll be the first to know anytime I upload a new video, and it is free of charge. They don't charge you for it. Thank you all to my returning subscribers. I love you all so much, and God bless you guys. Bye.